Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Dippy TV. Please stand by for this Wednesday night's edition of VK4BAD for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio's Wednesday night BADnet. It will be commencing shortly. Please stand by, and you are watching Dippy TV. If you like the contents, please subscribe, like, and put a comment in if you require. This is VK4GRB. Please stand by for the correction. Please stand by for the VK4BAD BADnet coming up in just a few seconds. Good evening, everybody. This is Victor Kilo 4, Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Fairyland. It's just gone 19:30 hours, 7:30 p.m. Wednesday night for the next edition of VK4BAD BADnet. I will change my call sign from my home call to VK4BAD for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. This is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta. Now standing by for any call-ins. VK4BAD listening.
VK4 Mike Victor. K4IJP. VK4FAX.
Good evening there, fellas. Okay, we've got VK4 Mike Victor L, VK4IJP Ian, and VK4FAX Don. Does anyone else want to join the BADnet, VK4BAD listening? Okay, while we're waiting for more, hopefully we're going to have more. Currently it's 27.8 degrees outside, 53% humidity. One changed over to 0.6 K breeze outside. We had a temperature today of 40.7 out here at Fairyland. For the overseas viewers who are watching this recording, that's a little bit over 103 degrees in the Fahrenheit. Okay, this is VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. Listening for any more call-ins. VK4BAD listening. Okay, nothing heard at the present time. I'm hoping that a couple more will pop in. We've got VK4 KRS Kirk will be most likely listening somewhere along the line there. And hopefully we might have Merv and Jake might call in. Never know. Anyway, with that lot there, before we start the first round, is anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club Wednesday night net? VK4BAD? Okay, currently it's VK4 Mike Victor L, VK4IJP Ian, and VK4FAX Don. Yeah, okay, this way here, to keep you guys up to date, as I said, I am recording this lot again. 2 weeks time I'll have the proper system up and running for recording. I'm still only got 2 meters 70 centimeters operational at the base at the moment, and I will put up the other antennas shortly. Currently the C4FM link is still off air, and so is the C4FM local node. Both nodes are off air at the present time due to, as I said, haven't put the antenna up yet. I am waiting for a diplexer to come so I can run the 2 radios into the 1 antenna. Okay, that's a little bit of a rundown this way. Still haven't made a new bellum up yet for the HF neither. VK4, Mike Victor. Over to you there, Al. And I hope your week's been okay. VK4BAD.
Okay, with a message from our sponsor, and VK4MV returning for the group, and good evening Gary, and good evening Ian and Don. It's a very exclusive group tonight, no riffraff, that's good. Pretty good week, although the rain only arrived this afternoon with a bit of a flurry, but nothing in the rain gauge, and there's just a tiny sprinkle now, but there's a bit of smell of smoke around, so somebody's got a barbecue running, or they're smoking a very large reefer, and yes, so that's that. I did rake a lot of leaves this afternoon and into piles as the gum trees are getting pulled apart by the cockatoos, and they just throw their rubbish everywhere, just like a medieval dinner. Eat the chicken and throw the bones over their shoulder. And so that's the weather situation. 33 or 32 of the here at Derby at the moment. And I had a nice salad and chicken for preparation for dinner tonight. And then I had a standard army issue of alcohol. 2 beers per man per day, perhaps, and so I've got my 2. So other than that, all's pretty good. Oh, I've had a bit of a failure on HF radios, of course. The old favourite IC746 Pro decided to drop its bundle and failed one of the pre-driver FETs, so it's got a low output, which is reasonable at 7 megs, but virtually non-existent at 10, so it's the way they behave. So I've swapped it for an IC9100, but it's looking like it's getting some RF feedback, or it might be something to do with an ALC issue, which they're noted for. So I've got to investigate that. In the meantime, I'll have to go and get a spare. I used a TS50, which I repaired some time back, so it was pressed into service, and that worked okay. So I might play with a couple of other radios that are spare while the other ones go on the test bench. Other than that, that's about it for now. So we'll pass it over to Ian, VK4IJP in the group VK4MV.
Fine, Alpha. You've been busy, and I was just wondering, I think last week you said you were going to get up and try to chase a little bit of DX on HF, so I was wondering how you went there. I was up early on Tuesday morning, had a little listen around, couldn't hear a lot happening, but it might have been, I don't know whether it's too early, but it was probably around 4:30, 4 o'clock actually, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. So, but didn't hear a lot happening on the bands. So, no, I've had a pretty quiet week, and that's just been too hot really to do anything outside. So I've been doing a little bit of stuff inside and trying to do some things, changing downlights in the house to dimmable ones, and I'll get dimmers fitted. Other than that, yeah, and I've got a couple of little HF aerial problems that have came up. I think some wires may have came out of the knuckle thing that I used, but I'll have to get up on the roof, or loosen all the ends, then get up on the roof and see if I can come up with another method. But other than that, I've had a couple goes on HF. Worked a guy near me today, and a guy in Japan a couple of days ago, just as I've walked past the shack. And I've gone for a quick scan and found people calling CQ, and my goodness, they've answered me, you know. And there's been others running kilowatts and beams and that, so and I've even got lowly dipoles, and so I've had a fairly good time. Actually, I'm thinking about anyone run a logbook on their computer. Maybe someone suggest a logbook that would do searches and things like that. Anyway, over to Don, VK4FAX, VK4IJP, and the BAD group.
VK4AJP, Mr. Grip. Good evening, Gary, Alan, and Ian. I'll just break. I thought I heard somebody try to cut in there. Must have been mistaking. Anyway, yeah, just looking at the bomb net here. The storms have obviously passed us by. We got a bit of a shower here. It dropped the temperature by 10 degrees. We're down to 22 now. We got to 34, I think, here. And I said, out playing bowls, you know, mad dogs and Englishmen out in the midday sun. I suspected we might get a bit of moisture this afternoon because it was pretty humid. Anyway, it came in from the southeast, but missed us and went around us, sort of across the southeastern side of Toowoomba. But we got a bit of a shower from another scud that came through from sort of the southwest. Probably 5 or 6 mil, I would expect. But anyway, just an update. We got a new resident in the house now. Benson's his name. He's a little 11-week-old Cocker Spaniel, and he came from out Dolby Way. Pretty cute little fella, but likes to crap and whittle everywhere. So that's a challenge, getting him domesticated. But anyway, he's a lovely little chap, so all good. Not much else to report. Trip down to Helra today, look at the job. We're actually working on it. Sort a few things out there, and came back and had a game of bowls. And got to line up for the podiatrist tomorrow, and a couple of block drains. Kick me out of mischief. But anyway, I may not hang around any longer. I'm looking to put our head down after a long day. I was up at, I think, 3:45 or something this morning. So I'll hand it back to you, Gary, and wish us all a good evening. And if I don't come back, you know, I'm not here. VK4BAD with the group VK4FAX.
VK4FAX, VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta. Before I continue on, does anyone else want to join the Wednesday night bad net VK4BAD listening?
VK4 Yankee Charlie.
Okay, VK4 Yankee Charlie. It's been a little while since I've heard you on there. Go ahead there, Jim. And how's Blackbutt going there? Over.
Yeah, evening, Gary. And the group there, Alan, Ian, and Don there. Yeah, pretty warm weather, I guess, Gary, like most places. Yeah, it was up there again pretty well today. And yeah, our priority, I guess you'd say, with our avocados is keeping the water up to them at the moment. So we've been pretty busy doing that. But yeah, just looking at the bomb there myself, and yeah, whether we get a little bit of a shower out of it, it looks like we might, but anything would help to bring that temperature down a bit there. But yeah, certainly the hot weather is withering things up pretty badly, just grass-wise and so forth, yeah. But Al, okay on the radio side of things over there, yeah, sounds like you're keeping out of mischief, doing some repairs and so forth. The old TS50, that's going back a few years. And yeah, I don't blame you for not getting out too much, but yeah, we've been out there. Well, I've been trying to dodge that outside work, but there's times when you just need to get out there and do a bit more. And Don's going to retire. Been a long day by the sound of it, Don. But yeah, otherwise, not much other activity here at the moment with the hot weather around, just looking after things on the farm. Back to you there, Gary. And I hope all is well with your, I guess, well, I haven't caught up with you for a little while, but to see what damage you might have had there at home, and repairs you have to do and things like that to get back on top of stuff there. VK4BAD, VK4YC.
And a word from our sponsor. VK4 Yankee Charlie, VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta. Before I continue on, is there anyone else want to join the Wednesday night net, VK4BAD?
VK2 Hotel Oscar Charlie, good evening.
VK2 Hotel Oscar Charlie, soon to change. VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta. Good evening, Paul, and welcome to the net. And have a go there, over.
Story of my life, been told to have a go. VK2HOC. Yeah, I went for a run into Toowoomba today. Spent another $600 on materials I need to build this shack inside the shed. I'll tell you what, I priced that chip rock. Well, I ended up getting 10 sheets of it. And $22.70 a sheet. The last time I brought it was, probably 6-7 years ago. But it was only $12 something a sheet. Geez, talk about inflation. Never mind. Anyway, as of tomorrow, I've got the floor down, so I start putting the walls up and doing the jib rock and everything else from tomorrow. Still waiting for the IC 7300 to turn up. And haven't heard anything back from MACMA. I got an email the other day saying they have received it. This was 2.5 weeks after I submitted to AMC and paid for it. And they say it'll take 10 working days minimum. So, yeah, maybe about the middle of the month, I reckon. Anyway, geez, who am I putting it back to? I forgot the call sign. Never mind. VK4BAD returning.
VK2HOC. Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta. Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net. So you're listening to you're on the Wednesday night bad net. Okay, before we continue on, is there anyone else want to join in on the net? VK4BAD? Okay, nothing else heard. Right, okay there, Al, on your radio, not pushing out any power, and yeah, those things sort of happen, don't they? And Ian on the HF, unfortunately, no. I still use that funny looking thing called a pen and paper, you know, as my logbook. I've got an old DOS version of a call book, but I don't think they work too well on the modern computers nowadays. But yeah, there is a few out there which will do. Just put a search out, and you'll probably find a couple. As I said, I'm not up to date with them. Okay, Don, with a new animal in the household. Yes, that's tiring times, isn't it? To get them domesticated. And yeah, Jim, it was 40.7 degrees was the temperature out here in Fairyland. To answer your question, I lost a bit of coax, and I had a couple of antennas burnt out. Other than that, I got off pretty lightly, probably about $2,000 all up in damages. That's replacement of coax and replacement of the antennas that I lost. And yeah, good evening there, Paul. Of course, yeah, you're still using your New South Wales call sign, and of course the old paperwork takes a little bit of time to trickle through, so you never know on that one. Stand by. Okay, before we start the last round, Is there anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night bad net? Call in now. Okay, nothing heard. Yeah, well, I've with my ATV system and that, I haven't had a chance to look at the 6 meter rig or the 6 meter repeaters and or any of the radios there to put them on the frequencies I require. So the ATV's been slowed down a little bit. It will be on 6 meters, the ATV. I was going to put it on 70 centimeters, but it'll be much easier for the TVs in the household to pick up the 6 meter signal on 6 meters than what it is on the 70. So that's the reason I'm going 6 meters, and plus it will travel further. Okay, I'm slowly buying stuff. I've got my new switch for the cameras. I've programmed it so I've got 2 cameras here at the moment. Only one's operating at the present time. I've ordered a new monitor so I can actually see what this switch is doing. So that's will be coming. There's $300 worth of cabling and little bits and pieces, new router and other bits which I required. So so they'll be all coming next week. Other than that, it is slowly but surely coming ahead. The new system will be fired up in a fortnight's time. So not next week's edition. Next week's edition will be the same as what this week's edition is, being recorded. Stand by again. Of course, I've only got the 3-minute timer set on my radio. That's why I've got to reset it. Where was I? Yeah. Like this recording, you're only going to get the one camera view. Next week you'll get only just the 1 camera view. The following week, you actually have 2 cameras involved and a computer, and I'll be switching between the whole 3 of those during the broadcast. Of course, I will actually have the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's logo at the start. My TV logo will be on or up in the top right hand corner. Doesn't matter which camera I go to, it will be up there on the top right hand corner. So and that will have the name of the TV channel, the name, my call sign, and the location of where it's being transmitted from. Okay, with that lot there, we'll start the last round. But before we do, does anyone want to come in and log in before we start the last round there, over. I got a station ka-chunk, and that was it. The other station, that station, go again. Okay, nothing heard. Okay, VK4, Mike Victor, back to you there, Al, for the last round. VK4BAD.
Okay, VK4BAD in the group, VK4MV, and back round to the start. So that's okay, we increased the numbers and some dropped off, so that's all fine. And good evening to Jim and Paul. And Ian, yeah, I find that getting up about 4 o'clock in the morning, you'll get a little bit of DX running. And if you recall, or if you don't, the grey line comes into sphere where you're where the sunrise sunset line is running through you or through your location. That's where you might get propagation along that line to other places, either in or out of the daylight or evening hours, depending where they are. But it can run through the evening. There's been some busy at nights on 20 metres, and there was a signal coming through like you wouldn't believe from Denmark on 7 megs, and didn't quite get him, but it might have been when the radio was starting to play up. But he did work a VK4, and was talking to a few other Asian stations. And as for DX, I did get, I thought it was my first contact, but it wasn't. I had a second contact into Slovenia, and one I'd been hanging out for was Finland, and got that one. And France and Netherlands and Norfolk Island, and where was it? Another one there somewhere. No, lost it. Anyway, what I'm using for a log, Ian, at the moment is I'm just using QRZ.com, and for free you can start a logbook and put things on there. The beauty of that is that stations you work who also use that, if they put the QSO up there on their record, the software looks together and finds the two agree with each other, and it'll give you a star to confirm that you actually did work them, and that way it gets you account for your QSOs. So, and I haven't put all that many up, but it's been over a few years intermittently, but a lot more locally recently. And that was me 3 minutes up. What was I saying? I've had recorded 50 different countries, and 34 have been confirmed by tying the entries between the log and the contact person's log. So it's a quick little thing, but you can extract the details out of that and put it in different places, but it just all depends on your usage. There are quite a few programs, some are much more popular than others, and all got their little quirks, and some of them lead well into contesting or any particular type of mode that you work or way that you operate. So it'd be well worth looking at a few different ones and just seeing what you see easy enough to get along with. I think I had one written by a bloke in Sydney at one stage, and I haven't looked at that for a while. It might still run on recent Windows versions. And I don't know how many I had logged in it. If I can find a backup of that, I might be able to add to some of my lists. But anyway, just do a look around. And one I was just spotted there was VKMradio.com. They have a discussion there of different ones that might recommend something you can at least have a look at. So other than that, that's about it for now. So pass it around to you, Ian, VK4AJP and the group VK4MV.
I'm using the wrong microphone. This one helps, eh? Fine, Al. QOZ.com. Yeah, that sounds fine. I will look that up, and therefore I suppose it's an internet platform that you're using rather than on site. So it doesn't matter maybe if you're using your phone or a computer and that. So that probably sounds like a good idea. So I will do. Yeah, g'day Jim and Paul. And that, yeah, so I forgot to mention before, I was looking at my Marconi, and I do have a 10 meg oscillator, so it is working. Well, that's working anyway, so, and I sort of couldn't recall what we were speaking about, but we might have a quick chat to you afterwards. The avocados, Jim, yeah, they're keeping you busy then down there. Actually, I've been busy. I've been a couple of my little fruit trees, and I'm trying to get a bit of grass to grow. I had a carport built about 5 years ago, and the grass has never recovered in front of it. So, and because we try to use tank water, so we try to catch most of our water in buckets in the shower and washing machine, and I use them to water the grass. So I'm not going to use good tank water on the grass. And town water, I just don't think it makes much difference. It might turn it a little bit green, but it just doesn't seem to work. Yeah, okay. There was a couple of other things I did right. Oh, the repeater tail. I don't know whether you noticed, Gary, but sometimes there's a tail, and I think that's maybe the majority of the time, but some other times there's not a tail. I was speaking to Paul and someone else the other day, and we were noticing this quite a fair bit, that the tail wasn't always present. And I've actually noticed it a couple of times already tonight. You've got to sort of really listen for it, though. Anyway, over to you, Don. VK4FAX, VK4IJP.
On the pillow right now.
Yeah, okay, well, before we do Yankee Charlie, VK4FAX, you there, Don, or you gone? If not, if no response, VK4 Yankee Charlie, take it.
Yeah, I think Don was going to throw it in there. Been a long day for him, I think. Gary, make sure I'm not doubling. All good. Yeah, actually, since my last day over, Gary, I just poked my head out the door and seen a bit of lightning to our southwest. So, yeah, there's some activity out there. I don't know that we'll get it, but there certainly is some lightning there. But, yeah, it'd be much appreciated all around, I'm sure. And okay on your cameras and monitors and so forth there, getting it all set up. Yeah, yeah, pretty fair project by the sound of it, Gary. But yeah, poke along steady. I'm sure you'll get on top of it there. Mike, I didn't. No, sorry, Al. I'll get that right. Contacts. That's right. What I was going to say. Yeah, it sounds like you've had a few openings there on HF, which is good. Yeah, you just got to, excuse me, be in the right place at the right time. And Gary, sorry, Ian, yeah, okay on the water and making the most of it. That's right. Certainly way to go, all right. Actually, I can. Yeah, it's just started raining. I can hear it on the roof. There you go. That's a welcome sound. And yeah, not much else this direction. I think it's over to Paul there, VK2 HOC Portable, VK4 Yankee Charlie, and good night all.
VK4 Yankee Charlie, VK2 HOC. Sure there's not anyone else before me there, over?
No, go for it there, Paul. It's you're off the gym.
Roger that. Not a problem. Yeah, we had some rain here about 6:30. It was only about 15, 20 minutes of it, but we had a decent downpour there for a while. But it hasn't gone away. There's no stars out, so clouds still up there. Liz was saying, according to the forecast, we're supposed to get some more later on tonight or tomorrow. So we'll wait and see. I know me 1,000-litre tank I put up is full, so that's good. As for logging, I use Ham Radio Deluxe program when I'm doing contests and that. It's got a logging system in it, and if you want to submit your entries and that, you can select the format of whichever competition you're running and send that. Otherwise, yeah, I use QRZ as well. There's VK Logger. You can get logging sheets from a couple others as well. As it has been said before, just do a search on them, and there's a lot out there. Handwritten ones, I've actually made one up myself using, creating a table in Word, Microsoft Word, and just done the columns and the lines and everything else and set them out the way I wanted. What else have I got to say? Not a great deal. Hopefully I'll get up early enough in the morning to listen to the guys on 750. I didn't know Kerry was back, but Mo told me this morning he is, and getting ready to go again. So half his luck. All right then, that's about it for me. So I'll put it back to Gary there. VK4BAD, and what's left of the group, VK2 HOC.
VK2 HOC, VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta. Before we close the net off, is there anyone else want to come in and say hello, goodbye before we close the net there, VK4BAD? Okay, with that lot there, silence. Well, I'd like to thank you all for popping up on the net. Yeah, I had a little bit of rain about about 7 o'clock. I'll find out tomorrow when I look at the rain gauge how much, but it wouldn't have been much. February I put down as 0 for the total of the month. All up for the year is 73 mils out here at Fairyland. Got 0 for the month of February. Yes, I was involved with watering there all this last month. I hope for the best. We do get more. We definitely need it. Half of my property definitely needs it. It needs to grow more fodder. Got to look at the bright side of it all. But anyway, with that lot there, I'd like to thank everybody for coming up. VK4 Mike Victor L in Dolby, VK4IJP Ian in Proston, VK4FAX Don in around the Toowoomba area, VK4 Yankee Charlie Jim in Blackbutt, and VK4 VK2 Hotel Oscar Charlie Paul in Pittsworth. Thank you there, fellas, for popping up. And I'll now change my call sign to my home call of VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Fairyland. Until 7:30, 19:30 hours next Wednesday night. I'll now leave the frequency open for general traffic. Until then, 7 free, and catch us all later on. VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Fairyland.
Yeah, Gary, just before you go, man.
Yo, who's that one? VK4BAD?
Yeah, VK2HOC. Merv's in Pittsworth. Kerry and I are in Clifton there, over.
Oh, okay. I thought you were in Pittsworth too. Okay. I'll put you down as Clifton. I think I'll put you... No, this is the first time I've had you in here. Oh, no. I've had you, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks back. 6 weeks ago. And I've got Clifton written there. Oh, okay. No problem. Sorry about that there, Paul.
Yeah, no problems, mate. I just thought I'd give you the heads up on it, just in case you had written me down wrong. I was the one last week that, you knew I was transmitting, but no one could hear what I was saying, because I was off the frequency. Never mind. All right, mate. Have a good one. And one thing about having a fire go through, if you get a bit of rain after it, Mother Nature's got a good way of refurbishing itself. So all the best for that. So having said that, I'll say 73s and VK2HOC. I'll be home clear.
No worries on that one there. Yeah, we were only picking very slight amounts up on you there last week. But no, you're definitely making the grade tonight there, Paul. Okay, with that lot there, I'll say 7 free to you all again, and I'll catch you all again in the not too distant future, like the same time next week, or on air on around the bands here during the week. VK4GRB.
Yeah, cheers, Gary. Thanks, mate.
Same bad channel next week, same bad time.
No worries there, fellas. Take care of yourselves. We'll catch you later on. VK4GRB. This is VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo. It's Gary on Dippy TV. I hope you liked our little net we held tonight. Sometimes it's interesting, sometimes it's boring, sometimes it's a bit of all. If you liked what you heard, please subscribe to the channel. That's if you're watching this on YouTube. Put a like on there if you require. And if you got any suggestions of what you would like to see this channel grow into, pop that down in your comments. I'm open to suggestions, and if it's possible, I'll do it. Okay, you're watching Dippy TV, and for anyone who wants to know, Dippy is my nickname. So, and for the ones who do know me, they do call me either Gary or Dippy, doesn't matter which one, and I've called the channel the same. Anyway, with that lot there, we'll catch you again next time when we put another video up. You're watching Dippy TV, and we'll catch you later on. Until then, bye for now.